If you are planning to visit the Holy Land of Israel, we tell you that you will not only see a religious country, but even though it is a small country, it has various attractions and spectacular views of its diverse landscapes, historical sites, and its impressive cities. Do you want to find out what these Israeli attractions are? Come and join us to tour this country, which has an interesting geography, since it is located at the eastern end of the Mediterranean Sea in Southwest Asia. This allows it to have access to two different seas, the Mediterranean and the Red, as well as several neighboring countries, such as Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, Egypt, and Palestine. Therefore, you will see a mix of cultures in terms of customs, food, and architecture. So don't miss a single detail, and remember to subscribe to our channel to continue learning interesting facts. Let's start with this question for you. Could you tell us which continent Israel belongs to? Leave us a comment with the answer. Very well, as some may know, this country belongs to the continent of Western Asia and has served as a bridge between three continents, Europe, Asia, and Africa. Its location allows it to have good commercial relations, since it is located at the eastern end of the Mediterranean Sea in Southwest Asia. This allows them to have access to two different seas, the Mediterranean and the Red, as well as several neighboring countries, such as Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, Egypt, and Palestine. However, this location also implies some challenges, such as water scarcity, climate diversity, desertification, and political and territorial conflicts with some of its neighbors. For this reason, Israel has developed various strategies to take advantage of its natural resources, such as desalination, irrigation, reforestation, and technological innovation. The State of Israel, like its official name, tells us about Jewish biblical tradition, which relates that the patriarch Jacob, son of Isaac and grandson of Abraham, was renamed Israel after an encounter with a divine angel. According to the book of Genesis, the angel said to Jacob, "You will no longer be called Jacob, but Israel, because you have wrestled with God and with men and have won." Genesis 32:28. The name Israel means he who strives with God, or he who prevails with God in Hebrew. After World War II and the Holocaust, international pressure to resolve the Arab-Jewish conflict increased, and the United Nations, UN, proposed a plan to partition Palestine into two states, one Jewish and one Arab, in 1947. Jewish leaders accepted the plan, but Arab leaders rejected it. On May 14, 1948, the day the British mandate ended, Jewish leaders proclaimed the independence of the State of Israel, based on the UN resolution and the historical and religious connection of the Jewish people with the land of Israel. The name Israel was chosen to reflect the identity, continuity, and aspiration of the new Jewish state. From here, we can observe the evolution that this country has had and the root of its cultural diversity. This is why Israel is a tourist attraction. There are plenty of reasons, including its rich history, its cultural and religious diversity, its natural landscapes, and its modern cities. So let's start by getting to know its cities, and the most visited is Jerusalem, the sacred city of the three main monotheistic religions, where sites such as the Esplanade of the Mosques, the Wailing Wall, and the Holy Sepulchre are located. It is characterized by being a low-rise city, distributed over a large area. All the buildings that make it up, even the most modern ones, are covered with a special rustic stone, giving it a unique appearance. One of the things that draws the most attention visually are its enormous, massive walls and the labyrinth of cobbled streets. They are structures that, due to their architecture, are worthy of admiration. Let's continue with the second largest known city in Israel, Tel Aviv. It is known for having a nightlife atmosphere, which has given it the reputation of being a city that never sleeps. We can also highlight among its qualities the beaches that make it up and its global economy. And if we focus on this last point, we could say that it is the most expensive city in the world, according to a study by The Economist from 2021, due to the strengthening of its currency and inflation. And while Jerusalem is a city more of history and religion, Tel Aviv is a little more modern. Thanks to its bars, restaurants, and various clubs, it is a little closer to the European lifestyle. We give you some information about this city. If you are going to use public transport in Tel Aviv, a more practical way to make your payments is to use the Rav-Kav card. It is a smart and rechargeable card, which can be used personally and anonymously. In this second option, tourists will not have to provide their personal data, and it is purchased for 5 NIS. On the other hand, a structure that unites these two cities that we just mentioned is the Western Wall, where Jews from all over the world come to pray, kiss the wall, and leave prayers on paper. But travelers can also tour the opulent Herva Synagogue, tour ancient underground houses, and experience the tunnels that run beneath this famous Western Wall. There are several tours you can take in Jerusalem itself or from Tel Aviv, which include at least one visit to the Western Wall. It can be particularly rewarding to discover the Jewish Quarter as part of an interfaith tour, which highlights the traditions shared by Jews, Christians, and Muslims. Basically, from these two cities you can reach the most tourist destinations in Israel. For example, if you are interested in living a therapeutic experience, you can visit the Dead Sea. This is the lowest point on earth, where you can float in its salty waters and immerse yourself in the waters where Jesus was baptized. Exactly. We can talk about the Jordan River, which is where this religious event occurred. An interesting fact is that this river serves as a natural border between Jordan and Israel. It can be visited between spring and summer, when the weather is ideal for baptism. However, this can also depend on your personal preferences and what you want to do on the Jordan River. Some activities you can enjoy are hiking, cycling, rafting, fishing, birdwatching, and visits to historical and archaeological sites. The Dead Sea, as it has been known since biblical times, is considered one of the saltiest concentrations of water due to the high densities of minerals found there. That is why when you bathe in its waters, you can float without much effort. Furthermore, it is considered therapeutic and curative to bathe here not only in the water, but also in the mud, so much so that there are spas on its shores. And if we talk about historical places, we recommend Galilee, a historical region located in the north of Israel with green landscapes, the Sea of Galilee, and places related to the life of Jesus. This is the so-called Jesus Town, and I carry out various ministries in this part of Israel. In fact, he taught in the synagogue and performed several miracles, including the casting out of an impure spirit. But perhaps you have already heard or seen these places, and you will wonder what else this country has to offer. Well, we are going to tell you about the less popular places, but with a lot to offer. Just over half an hour from the city that never sleeps, Tel Aviv, we find Netanya, which, being located on the coast, has a beach worth admiring. But that is not the information we want to offer you about this place, but rather the Iris Reserve, one of the only two places in the country that has preserved one of its native flowers, the Iris atropurpurea. If you want to admire this peculiar flower, distinctive for its purple hues, you should visit this part of the country in the first months of the year. We continue with the Tel Megiddo National Park, located on the hill of the Jezreel Valley. This place was declared a World Heritage Site, and it presents 26 layers of settlements, of which only 4 have been identified. Among the qualities or characteristics to offer, the Egyptian fortress stands out, which is a Canaan treasure. On the other hand, we find remains of Solomon's Gate, 3,000 years old, and even a hydraulic system from the Iron Age. Do you remember the walls we mentioned before? Well, behind them, you can find an impressive old town of narrow streets and corridors full of surprises, such as the underground city of the Crusaders, the old souk, the port, or the Al-Basha Turkish bath. And if you are more into enjoying bodies of water located in caves, we tell you that you can enjoy in Rosh Hanakra, one of the caves and rock formations that are next to the sea. Specifically, this is a park that you can visit in Galilee, and you can take the tour by cable car, bicycle, or on foot. This way, you can appreciate its flora and fauna. As you can see, despite the arid climate that some regions of Israel have, its flora is very diverse. To prove this, there is Daram Adam, a festival that is celebrated every year during the flowering season. In this flower festival in southern Israel, held every year, a variety of proposals are made that revolve around the cultural, sports, gastronomic, and tourist environment that is experienced in the middle of nature every February. We could say that they are competencies, and one that may not be common in many countries is the one that has given it the name Land That Flows with Milk and Honey because of the cows. And yes, you heard right, the cows. And they say that there are champions in producing milk in these lands, since they have an annual production of 12,000 liters, when on average, the annual production is 7,000 liters. Did you know this? Like and share with your friends so they don't miss out on all these details that this small country has in terms of territory, but big in culture and tradition. Let's keep in mind that Israel has a Mediterranean climate on the coast, arid in the interior and semi-desert in the south. Therefore, to enjoy each of the tours, the best time to visit Israel is from March to May and September to October, since the weather is pleasant and the rain is at its lowest point. Therefore, depending on the region you want to discover, there may be variations in temperatures and precipitation. We're going to say it this way: if you want to enjoy the beaches, the Dead Sea, or the Red Sea, the water is very pleasant, ranging between 25 degrees Celsius and 29 degrees Celsius in summer and not falling below 20 degrees Celsius in winter. But don't think that you will enjoy only landscapes and history. The gastronomy of this country is also something worth exploring and offers options for all tastes. You can find creams like hummus, which is made from chickpeas with lemon juice, garlic, sesame paste, and olive oil. It is usually eaten with pita bread or as an accompaniment to other dishes. Another dish they make with chickpeas is falafel. They are fried chickpea or bean croquettes, which can be filled with salad, yogurt sauce, or tahini, and eaten just like hummus. One of the most famous, since it has been replicated and adapted in many countries, is shawarma. This can be roast meat, which is cut into thin slices and wrapped in pita bread with salad, hummus, tahini, or amba. And with this same pita bread, they make sabich, a sandwich filled with fried eggplant, hard-boiled egg, salad, hummus, amba, and tahini. It is a dish of Iraqi origin, very popular among the Jews of that country who immigrated to Israel. As you can see, many of its gastronomic traditions are a good option if you are vegetarian or vegan. Their diet is based on a cuisine rich in foods of plant origin, such as legumes, vegetables, and spices. But they not only offer religious contributions to the world by housing so much history, but they have also made advances in science and technology in various areas, such as agriculture, physics, chemistry, medicine, computing, electronics, and defense. We tell you a little about the development of systems, and they have developed a drip irrigation method where they save water and improve the productivity of crops in arid areas. They have also discovered protein degradation regulated by ubiquitin, a key process for cellular function and disease prevention, among other technological projects. Now, what do you need to travel to this country? The first thing you should know is that a visa is not needed for stays of less than 90 days if you have Spanish nationality or from other countries in the European Union. However, traveling today may involve some risks due to the conflict with Palestine and other neighboring countries, which has led to acts of terrorism, violence, and unrest. However, there are also quieter and safer areas where you can enjoy the culture, history, and nature of this country. So the most important thing is to be well informed before traveling. We hope you have been informed and liked our content. We are waiting for you in our next video, and we recommend you watch our previous video about Latvia. Until next time.